Ready? So what we will do is, yesterday we have seen the basic things, not all the servers and stuff, how you install rack, configure those servers, how I have explained how you can configure the ILO for the first time theoretically, and I've asked you a few things, right? So one thing, HP DL 360 Gen 10, I believe you found this, and 380 Gen 10 to you, and it's 1U model, right? Okay. Any other Dell models you found? Just tell me. Dell. I need one 2U model and one 1U model.
So you need one new model,
Mm. Yes.
Dell PowerEdge R630 8X.
PowerEdge R630 and one 2U.
Uh, yeah, one for Dell now. Give me a moment.
Sure.
You can take this PowerEdge R720 16X.
R720. Fine. I haven't worked on these models. I haven't worked on Dell. That's fine. But Cisco, I've explained yesterday, right? Similarly, you take any of these
Yeah.
vendors, you will find 1U, 2U, 4U based on the requirement. The server sizes will always vary. Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
It's the difference is between only server sizes now.
yeah.
There is no thing like the processor issue. Like if it is a 4U
See,
server, then there might be some processor issue. Processing
yes.
power is fast.
Imagine
Is it like that?
the server size is this much. Another server size is this much. Let's say, as a let's talk in layman. What is the difference? Means there is a difference in the size. Means inside the component sizes will also vary. Let's say, for example, if I put uh, 2 CPU, can I put 4 CPU on this? I put 8 hard disk. Can I put 16 hard disk here? I put around 24 RAM sticks. Can I put 48 RAM sticks here? The more, the bigger size you get, the bigger capacity you get. Okay, just in layman. But if you go to the through the documentation, you'll see the differences. What is between 1U and 2U? The computing capacities will always vary based on the size. Clear? Okay. So I'll not go in detail on the 1U, 2U rack models, because at least you should have basic understanding what is the physical server, how you access it, how you troubleshoot it if something goes wrong in your day-to-day. So for that reason only, I want to make you aware of what are the models that are available in a different vendor scope, and if something goes wrong, you can contact them for the replacements or repair. Okay, clear on this? So today what we will do is we'll see. Okay, let me do in this way. Let me explain my lab environment, so that for the rest of the sessions we'll use the same lab. Okay, and you'll have some understanding how we gonna set up the VMware practice. Okay, just a moment. I'm just powering on. Yeah, I just powered on the machine. Imagine I have one desktop, as I said earlier, and I do have. I'm getting some noise. I'm getting a lot of noise. I don't know what you're doing. Okay, I'll connect this, and I have a laptop which I have connected to the same switch, and I have some Wi-Fi router. Right, so this is my Wi-Fi router, Cisco switch. Imagine, okay, this is my laptop. So let me assign the IPs 192.168.1.151, and I will assign this with the gateway 192.168.1.100. 192.168.1.1, 192.168.1.145. Let's an example, right? This is the whole setup. So what I need to do, I need to build a lab within this box. So if this is a bare metal ESXi, can I create a VM on top of this? Right? I can create one VM on top of this, right? Okay, you can unmute yourself and talk. Let me unmute, otherwise. Yeah, hello?
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I create a VM on top of this?
Yeah, we can create a VM.
We can create the VM. Okay, so on top of this VM, what you can install it?
Any of the server, like Windows server, we can install.
Okay, you can install three things. Okay, you can install Windows, or you can install Linux, or for my lab purpose, can I install ESXi on top of ESXi?
ESXi. Okay, yeah,
Yeah, I can install
yeah,
ESXi, right? So
yeah.
what I will do is I have a 6.7 latest ESXi image, ISO image, which I want
Mm-hmm.
to install it on top of this.
Okay.
Okay, and you can correlate this with your real time. Imagine you have one of your HP server racked in somewhere in your
Mm-hmm.
customer location, and from your office
Mm-hmm.
you're trying to
Mm-hmm.
build the right office. Okay, you understand what I'm trying
Mm-hmm.
to simulate?
Office install configuration.
I'll create one VM, I'll open the console,
Mm-hmm.
and I will install the ESXi 6.7 on top of it. So you need to
Mm-hmm.
simulate this in my lab. It is equal to your real time, and you're sitting in your office and installing some ESXi server on top of a brand new HP DL380 Zen 4, sorry, Zen 10 server.
Okay, okay, got it.
Okay, so the steps and the
Got
installation and configuration steps will remain same. Only the the way of accessing the hardware will differ. Got it?
yeah,
So
got it.
the, the base ESXi is 6.5. How to access it? Let's see. I'll open the browser. Okay, 192.168.1.151.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my base ESXi. I have a root and password. Okay, I do have a couple of other VMs. Other VMs are already there. I'll leave them aside. Okay, so I'll go to host. I'll see 32 GB out of 2 GB is 1.8 GB is utilized for base ESXi. So I still have 30 GB so that I can utilize this. So let me create one virtual machine. So I'll manually create the VM for the first time. Create. So US DC production, sorry, PDC production data center ESXi. So naming convention I'm trying to put in place. Okay, 001 dot, what is the company name? Let me put.
Compticom.com.
No. We don't use any of those names.
Mavic.com.
Um,
Okay. So we already have a domain
I
created.
don't have a domain. It's just a name. Simple. Give a name. That's it.
Just a quick.
We can create that later on, and we can add these entries back to DNS. Okay. So just create with this name and compatibility 6.5. And what is the OS you're trying to install? I'm not going to install any Linux or Mac or other. So
The
Windows, I'll install other. And in others, I'll have
VMware ESXi 6.5.
6.5. Okay. Next.
But we have image of 6.7, right?
So we'll see, because 6.7 is not listed here, right? So what else I need to do? I don't
Yeah.
have anything else. Let's try it.
So is this the
Let's try it out. If it works well, otherwise we'll see how to troubleshoot it.
okay?
Okay, so I'll put it on SSD. Never ever select the SATA drives, because it's, if you deploy it, and you can take a 1 hour break. Okay, so select SSD. Next. See, even if I select the SSD, it's taking a bit time.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a couple of things I need to select here. I have desktop, which has one CPU, quad core. I'll select all the CPUs. I'll give 8 GB RAM. 8 GB RAM. I don't give 40 GB. I'll give around 15 GB is enough to install the ESXi. Hardly it will take around 7.5 GB for ESXi to be deployed, and it's okay. And if you expand it, you'll see where it is deploying under SSD. Under SSD, there is a folder. Inside that folder, it is trying to create this disk. I'll explain what is this VM, what all the files. I'll explain everything later on, but for now, just understand it is saving the data under this directory. If you want, if you are a Windows expert, imagine this directory. If you are VMware, if you want to become a VMware expert, start learning the terminology. Under this data store, it is placing the VM files. Okay, so always
Okay.
select thin provisioning. I'll explain the difference between these three when we discuss about the storage. For now, always select thin provisioning. Fine.
Okay.
And then
Fine.
network adapter. I'll try to build this whole lab in VLAN 30. Okay. I'll explain in detail why I'm putting on VLAN 30, because I want to put every product, all the production environment in a different VLAN, and we'll see how we can test different VLANs into customer environment, so that later on when we discuss about the network, you'll get more familiar with it. Then
Okay.
what else we have? CD, data store ISO file. Data store ISO file. Go to ISO. See if you have something called 6.7. There's no 6.7 ISO here. Fine. For now I'll select 6.5. Select. Okay, just for namesake. I'm not going to use that CD. Next. This
Mhm.
is my VM configuration. Finish.
Mhm.
VM has been created.
Great.
VM has been created. So go to VM.
Mhm.
Don't power on because we gave the wrong CD. So what I will do, I'll go to host. I'll go to
Mhm.
storage, SATA, browse,
Mhm.
access ISO. I'll try to upload some file. Upload. I do have software folder,
Mhm.
ESX, v,
6.5.
v, VMware, Hyper VMware Visor 6.7 update 3. I have this. So I'll upload this into data store. Santa data store, I'm using it more of a content library. I'll keep all the required files inside this. Close. Now 6.7
Okay.
file is uploaded. Okay. So go to the VM, edit. This is my first VM, right? So edit, data store ISO file, browse, data store ISO. Now you'll see 6.7 will be loaded here. 6.7, right? Select the 6.7, connect, save. Done. Power on.
Yeah.
You can open console here. So it is automatically loading 6.7. See, same thing in your real time. What you will do, you log into ILO, open the console, mount the same CD and power on. You will get the same screen. Only the difference is instead of VMware here, VMware 7 4 CPU 8 GB memory, you will get HPDL 380 Zen 10 so on so configuration and 32 20 24 CPU or 32 CPU 48 CPU whatever the number of CPUs you have and the processor configuration and around 128 GB RAM or 256 GB RAM, those numbers will vary. Rest of the things as it is. So the configuration steps will remain same. Enter. You need to press F11 to accept and I'm sorry, yeah, press F11.
Mhm.
Now you'll see it is showing the 15 GB disk which I have provided while configuring the VM. Okay, in your real time, what you'll have here, let me explain very quickly. Go back. So you purchase the server. Let's say you have 150 GB hard drives. Two hard drives with 150 GB. Both are SSDs.
Mhm.
Okay. So what is RAID 0, RAID 1? Let's search quickly. RAID 1. RAID 1 means mirroring. RAID 0 means go to striping. RAID 1 mirrors it. Okay.
Mirroring.
Means what happens if you configure RAID 1, it will create one logical drive with the size 150
Mhm.
GB. Okay, now from here you are mounting the ISO and installing it and it will get installed in logical drive. This logical drive has two physical drives in the back end. So your ESXi will be installed here as well as here in both the places. So how much space you will get? 150 mirroring. If OS is installed here, it will also install on this. So if this disk is goes bad, for some reason you still have this disk, so your server won't go down. Imagine this
Mhm.
150 GB is simulated here in my lab as a 15 GB. That's it.
Okay.
And enter. Select the logical drive 150 GB in your real time. In my lab, it's 15 GB. And select keyboard layout and give some password. That's it. Now it is giving
Yes.
some warning saying, boss, you are not using the real hardware. I know it's a nested hardware. That is the reason why the hardware virtualization warning is popped up. Fine, no problem. I know how to manage it. Enter and press F11 to install. That's it. There's no difference between your installation steps, whether you are running it on lab or running it on your physical box.
Okay.
You understand? The steps will remain same.
Yeah.
Okay, just wait. Once this installation is completed, what we will do is we will sorry, we will assign the IP address and we'll try to access this ESXi server from outside. Treat this as a one single server in your separate one single separate server in your rack, and you have installed ESXi 6.7 on top of it, and you are accessing it in your customer environment. Will not take much time, hardly 5 minutes to install.
Because we are doing it on SSD.
Yes. Come on. Yeah, done. Reboot. So it gets rebooted. Meanwhile, what I'll do is I'll go to actions. I'll unmount that CD. I don't require any more. See, it's booting up. Now it is booting from local disk. I can simply close this. What happened? Let's refresh this. Edit. I'll disconnect. Set to host device. Save it. So I've unmounted the what I can call it as the ISO file which I have mounted from the local data store. Still, it is booting up from locally installed ESXi. Let's see. Once it's fully booted, yeah. Now you see you have only two keys to operate. One is F2, F12. I'll customize. Press F2. Give the password. Okay. So password is already set. Configure management network. How many Ethernet adapters you have? Only one in your real. Oh, sorry. In your real time, you'll see multiple adapters will be there. But in this case, you have only one in our lab. Okay. So come down, go to IPv4, set the static IP and press spacebar. It will be highlighted. give the IP. I know what IP addresses I need to use because I have defined the ranges for each VLAN. So we put this in ESXi in VLAN 30 and I'll assign 51. From 51 we will use it 0 and the gateway 192.168.30.1 is the gateway. If I come out and open the command prompt, ping 192.168.30.51, now you'll see you'll get a timeout. Not reachable, not reachable. Right? So once I've assigned,
Right.
okay, assigned, okay, yes, it will ask to, you want to restart the network service? Yes, yes. Now you'll see if you come out,
Single.
see, started pinging. Now it started working.
Yeah.
Then close this out. And what else? What else the configuration? IPv4 is done. Go back. And IPv6, we're not going to use it. If you disable it, it's fine. You can disable it, but the host restart is required. Fine. We'll disable it. Enter. DNS configuration. You need to provide a primary and secondary DNS servers. As of now, I don't have any DNS servers, but I will give 30.41.68. One DNS server we will build. And what is the server name? USPDC ESXi 001 dot. This is the host name that you are going to provide. Anyway, this is not going to resolve because you don't have a DNS server. So before we install,
This is a small question.
yeah, let me
So,
reboot.
if it
The
is not
system will be.
getting, yeah,
Your voice is low. Can you talk a bit louder?
uh, is it fine now?
Yeah. Tell me.
So, if we don't have DNS to resolve the IP address,
Mhm.
it is directly getting resolved with the help of switch, right? There is a table in switch,
No, no, no. It's fine. It's fine.
which we are
Okay.
using to switch to switch.
Very simple. No need to worry. Very simple. I don't have a DNS, but I know the IP address. I can access the machine. Only thing is you cannot access the machine over the name. Name resolution won't work, but you can access the machine over the IP. So
Okay.
once it is up, you can access what's the IP address that we have assigned? What is the IP address that we have assigned to this machine? So let me open this notepad quickly. So ESXi lab environment, just to remember.
226.
What is the first name?
Okay.
Okay,
Uh,
192.168.30.51. What is the name?
ESXi,
US PDC
US
ESXi.
PDC.
Okay, I need to build two more such servers. So I'll give copy, same thing, right? So
So NS lookup command would work here, right?
it won't work. Okay, so you see the static IP is here. What I can do, I can simply go to browser 192.168.30.51. Go to see ESXi is up and running. What is the username, root, and the password which I have set.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So your ESXi server is up and running. If you look at, it is having
Mm-hmm.
7.5 GB storage. I gave a 15 GB, but it already took around 7.5 GB for ESXi installation and around 7.5 GB for customer data. You can put 7.5 GB of 700 GB of customer data inside this machine. Now you got
Mm-hmm.
8 GB RAM for this host, but around 1.5 GB for ESXi, and around the rest of the 6.5 or a 6 GB you can create the machines. And CPU, what you have assigned, 4 CPUs you have assigned, but how much maximum you can go? This is the configuration of your newly installed ESXi machine, and you'll see installation date if you want to add some information to it, and 6.7 update 3 is the latest. But my base ESXi server is, if you look at, go to ESXi server 6.5 update 3. This is my base and it is running on physical. This is my lab. It is running on one VM. Is there any difference?
Uh,
There is no difference in accessing, right? Only the capacity levels will vary.
yeah.
Okay, so if you imagine what I did, I have created one VM and I have installed ESXi on top of it, and I've assigned IP address to this. What is the IP address, boss?
50,
192.168.30.51.
50.
Remember, I need such I need such ESXi servers 3 for my lab. So
Mm-hmm.
I need 2 more, and once these 2 are done, I need to add one more machine called vCenter. Okay, so what we will do is we will stop here, and tomorrow we'll continue these 2 steps, and I'll explain a couple of basic terms related to virtual machines. What is VM? What all the files that contains? When you power on, what all the VM files you'll get? And when you create a VM for the first time, what all the files that it will create in the background? These stuff we'll discuss tomorrow along with these two. And we'll also show you what is OVA, what is OVF, how you will deploy OVA, OVF templates into ESXi server. That also we'll discuss tomorrow. Okay, day after tomorrow we can start install and configuring of vCenter server. This is the plan.
Okay.
Okay, you understand what I'm saying so far,
So,
what we covered? Any questions up to this?
uh, uh, one question.
Hmm?
Like we have installed ESXi server
Hmm?
and we accessed it with the help of IP address through web browser
Yes.
to get the GUI of that particular server. So if we are directly working on bare metal machine and we connect it with the monitor, how it will look? Like it's going to be a GUI or just a terminal kind of thing?
Just a second. Right. Close. So if you are doing the same thing on your real time, HP ILO console
Mm-hmm.
images. So whenever you open a console, you will get this kind of screen. It will boot up. Okay, and
Okay.
once ISO boot, if you go to boot menu, press F11 from your monitor. Sorry, from your monitor, you will see the screen. From your laptop keyboard, you press F11. It will ask from where you want to boot. Then you will say boot from virtual disk. Virtual disk you will attach to this machine, physical machine. You'll have
Okay.
option to mount it here. You'll see the CD symbol here and image. Select from, if you have an image in your local, what you have to do, let's say for example I have an image here in my downloads, software. Okay, VMware, VMware, this is the image. So what you will do is you'll select this and browse. It will ask you, is it
Mm-hmm.
ask you to mount the file. So what you will do, you will mount this file.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it will mount as a virtual disk to this physical server. Press F11 and you will select the CD. It will automatically boot the ESXi. Once it is booted, the same window, what is the step, what all the steps that we performed so far, same steps you have to repeat.
This is like a
But
manager console, right? This is just like a server manager console, which we
that's
get
it.
in Windows 2012. So
No,
this is
no, no,
like
no,
a same console we
don't
are
go to
getting on.
Windows. Physical ILO, you know ILO, right?
Yeah.
Physical server ILO. If you log into the ILO, there is a console. Click on a console, you will get this screen. This is more similar to
Okay.
okay. So this is more similar to what we have done. I have a virtual console here, VMware. What I'll do, I'll go to VM.
Mhm.
I'll click on console. You'll get this. I'll get this screen. Similarly, you log into ILO and you will see some console here. Click on it. You will get a similar kind of screen. That's it. That is from physical server. This is from virtual server. That's only the difference. The console remains same, but console looks like this.
Okay.
First, when you log in, you'll see like this, and you'll see remote console. Recollect the yesterday's
Okay.
topic, what I have explained. You will have management IP. Put the management IP in the browser, log in, go to remote console. Okay, you will get this screen.
Mhm.
You'll get this screen.
Okay.
Click on ISO and from your local desktop, mount the ISO. Okay, from your local desktop means from here to here.
From data store.
Yeah, so from your laptop, I will say. It will
Okay.
automatically mount. It get installed in your physical server in data center. Okay, so once this is done, you can unmount the CD and reboot it. Server will be booted with the local disk, local installed ESXi. The same thing what we did. The installation configuration steps will remain same. Only GUI options will vary with your lab and real-time environment. So you have to simulate this. What I did, what you have to do in real time. That's only the difference. Clear? Hello, Vivek, you are on mute.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
yeah. Is it clear?
Oh, yeah, yeah, clear.
Okay, so let me stop here. So we'll catch up tomorrow and we'll continue with the other steps.